4 minutes and 48 seconds. That's how long it took Logan Cooley to score his first natural hat trick in the Utah Mammoth history. On October 23rd, the 21-year-old Phenom had a 4-point period and was named the NHL second star of the week. Then just a few days later, the Mammoth made him their cornerstone of the organization, signing him to a massive 8-year, $80 million contract. This wasn't just a reward for a hot streak, this was a statement. This is a story of how Logan Cooley went from the other guy in the 2022 draft to the man who just got paid like a superstar, and it all started years ago. To understand Cooley's arrival, you have to go back to the 2022 draft. The entire hockey world was obsessed with one guy, Shane Wright. He was the consensus number one for 3 straight years. He was the safe, can't-miss, two-way center until he wasn't. At the 11th hour, the narrative shifted. Juraj Slafkovsky, a 6'3" power forward who dominated the Olympics and the World Championship, rocketed up the board, and Montreal shocked everyone by taking him first overall. New Jersey followed that up by taking the right-shot defenseman Simon Nemec at number 2, and at third overall, the Arizona Coyotes watched the most dynamic, electrifying player in the entire draft, the player many scouts secretly preferred, fall right into their lap. Let's be real, Slafkovsky was the size pick, Wright was the safe pick, Cooley was always the superstar. This was the guy who put up 75 points in 51 games with the U.S. National Development Program, was the best player in the U18s, and was over a point per game in the World Juniors. He even followed this up with a 60-point season in the NCAA with the University of Minnesota. His offensive tools were always number 1. But for a number 3 pick, the pressure was immense and his rookie season was complicated. When Cooley entered the league, he was on a bad Arizona team playing in a 4,000 seats arena on Arizona State's campus. He had a decent season with 44 points in 82 games. It's fine, but for a player of his skill set, it's a little bit underwhelming. He was at minus 13, tons of giveaways, his face-off percentage was a disastrous 38%, and he was playing just over 15 minutes a night. He was a kid with elite skill trying to survive in the NHL. Then came year 2, the move to Utah, the Utah Hockey Club era, and you saw the growth. The points jumped from 44 to 65, his assists jumped from 24 to 40, his ice time went up by 2 full minutes, his plus-minus went from minus 13 to a +1. He was learning the 200-foot game, he was getting stronger, winning more battles, more face-offs, finding more ways to feed his teammates. It wasn't perfect by any means, and the advanced metrics would say that there wasn't that much of an improvement, but he was proving he could be a legitimate top 6 center in the NHL. But he still wasn't the guy. He was part of a core alongside Clayton Keller and other players like Dylan Guenther. So what changed this year? Basically everything. The team got a real identity for once, the Utah Mammoth, or at least for now, and they have a sold-out arena that is loud every single night, and Cooley went from a blue-chip prospect to an elite pro. He has 8 goals in 14 games. He's on pace for over 30 goals while being a playmaker first. Yeah, his shooting percentage is an absurd 28%, and that will come down, but he's a great shooting talent, and his ice time also went up to almost 19 minutes a night. This isn't just linear progression, this is a leap, and it's driven by 2 key factors. The first key factor is validation. On October 29th, the Utah Mammoth locked him up to an 8-year, $80 million contract. That's $10 million a year. By signing that deal, ownership didn't just buy his future, they told him he is the present. They basically chose him. Listen to this quote from that day.
I love it here. The best time I've had playing hockey. The team we have with Guenther, Keller, Sergey, the core we have here, it's a special group.
This is the psychology of a player who is no longer looking over his shoulder. He has security, he has confidence, he's been told you are our franchise player, and he's playing like it. But before we jump to the next one, here's a message from our paid partner, BetterHelp. It's funny how the biggest life changes don't just happen on the outside. They kind of sneak in and mess with you on the inside too. And I'll be honest, in my early 20s, it felt like everything happened all at once. Graduating, moving out on my own, starting new jobs, trying to figure out who I was and where I was heading really. It hit me like a truck, and with it came some pretty significant anxiety. At first, I told myself, nah, I'll just push through it, I'm fine. You know that classic young man's confidence where you think you've got it all figured out? Yeah, turns out I did not. The stress started piling up, and ignoring it only made it worse. When I finally decided to talk to a therapist, it honestly changed everything. I was nervous at first, but having someone to sit down, listen, and help me untangle all these thoughts in my head made such a difference. They gave me tools that actually worked, ways to manage anxiety when it crept in, ways to reframe the way I was looking at things. But maybe the biggest thing was realizing I wasn't the only one in this, and that in itself was a huge weight off my shoulders. And that is why I think a service like BetterHelp can help a lot of people. A therapist will listen to you, ask questions, and help you see things from new perspectives. They'll give you advice and practical techniques that actually make life easier to handle, whether you're just going through a major life change or just feeling stuck. BetterHelp is the paid partner of this video. They're on a mission to make starting therapy easier. You'll just fill out a quick questionnaire and you'll be matched with a therapist as soon as possible. And if it's not the right fit, you can switch at any time at no extra cost. And with over 7,000 reviews and a 4.3 rating on Trustpilot, BetterHelp is a platform you can trust. Click the link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/bluechipprospect to get your 10% off your first month of therapy. The second factor is chemistry, and this is where we go to the tape, because the Mammoth second line is a tactical masterpiece. It features Cooley, Dylan Guenther, and JJ Peterka, and they are not a second line. Cooley has 12 points, Guenther has 13, and Peterka has 10. The hat trick against St. Louis is the perfect example of how this line functions. Guenther assisted on all 3 goals, but it's Cooley's adaptation to his line mate that makes it work. In his rookie season, Cooley had to do basically everything himself. Now he's learned to use his line mates as weapons. Let's look at the first goal against St. Louis, and this is about IQ and patience. This is 5-on-5. It's not a power play, but Utah has full offensive zone control. Dylan Guenther, number 11, corrals a loose puck on the left side of the ice, but if you watch St. Louis, the goalie is locked onto Guenther as the shooter. The near side defender, number 23, which is Logan Mailloux, drops to one knee and takes away the pass to the crease and the shot, and the far side defender, number 55, Colton Parayko, is just out of the play. Everyone is focused on Guenther, but look at Logan Cooley, number 92. The 2023 rookie version of Cooley might have charged to the net, skating right into traffic. The 2025 version of Logan Cooley is patient, he's hunting, he sees all the blue jerseys coasting, and he identifies the single most valuable piece of real estate on the ice, the high slot. He stops his momentum and quickly gets into that soft spot. He trusts Guenther to see him. Guenther, with his head up, reads the entire play. He sees Mailloux commit, and he slides a perfect pass onto Cooley's tape. The pass is perfect, the one-timer is gone, it's top corner, glove side. Now, if you look at the second goal, this is about his elite tools. It's just a minute 50 later. This play isn't a clean rush, it's a broken scramble in the neutral zone. If we watch the number 22 from St. Louis, which is Jake Neighbors, he's flat-footed, he's caught. Logan Cooley sees this, and this is where the elite skating comes into play. He doesn't just join the rush, he is the rush. He hits the gas and simply burns defender, accelerating from the neutral zone and creating 2-on-1s out of nothing. This is where the 99th percentile max speed skating is coming into play. Dylan Guenther, the number 11, collects the loose puck at the blue line. He doesn't have to thread a needle. Cooley has already won his race and is wide open. Guenther lays a simple pass. Cooley receives it, takes one look, and without zero panic, slides it through his legs and then 5-0. It's 3-0, and that is the goal that chases Joel Hoffman from the net. This isn't just a goal, it's a backbreaker. The third goal shows his adaptability. It's a grinder's goal. This time, Cooley isn't just in the high slot, he's at the doorstep. Watch his positioning. He's not just standing there, he's established inside leverage on the defender, which is Philip Broberg, sliding in and out of the crease. Guenther, number 11, gets a deflection from Sergachev's shot, and with no hesitation and inside positioning, Cooley just has to tap it in. That's not a playmaker's goal, that's a finisher's goal, and that completes a natural hat trick. But let's forget about the hat trick for a second. A player doesn't get 40 assists in his sophomore year by accident. Cooley's $80 million value isn't just in his shot, it's in his brain and his feet. First, let's look at his skating. He isn't just fast, though his 99th percentile max speed is a weapon. His real tool is in his edge work. While other players are crossing over, Cooley can move laterally, backward and forward, all while facing the play. This allows him to do two things. One, he's incredibly deceptive with his feet, and 2, his head is always up and facing the play. He's not staring at the puck, he's just always scanning, which brings us to the vision. Cooley doesn't pass to the open man, he passes to the man who is about to be open. He uses his eyes and shoulders to look off defenders, freezing them for a split second, which opens up the real passing lane. We saw that against Winnipeg on the 26th of October when he got to this puck in the corner. There's plenty of ways he could have handled that, but because he has the vision, the brain, and he pre-scanned the eyes before even touching the puck, he was able to send a perfect backhand no-look pass on Dylan Guenther's stick in the low slot for a goal. And finally, his handling. His vision and skating don't really matter if he can't execute, but Cooley has elite soft hands. He can handle difficult passes in his skates, on his backhand, or under pressure, all without breaking a stride. And we saw that in his second goal against St. Louis, and we saw that again in the pass to Guenther against Winnipeg, and we keep seeing it every single game. And this is the key: his hands, his feet, and his brain, they all work as one. He uses his elite edges to open up his hips and scan the eyes, and then he has the hands to deliver a puck through a lane that he just created, and this is why he's an even better playmaker than a finisher. So what does this all mean? Let's put this breakout and that $80 million contract in perspective. That $10 million average is a monster deal. It's the kind of contract that sets the market for other young superstars like Connor Bedard. It's a franchise #1 center payday. But now, look back at his 2022 draft class. Juraj Slafkovsky is the #1 pick. He's a great power forward, but he's not the franchise driving center Montreal is paying Nick Suzuki to be. Shane Wright is the safe pick, and he's still finding his footing as a solid, dependable NHLer for Seattle. Cooley, the #3 pick, is the one who just got paid. He is the one who leads his draft class in career goals and points. Lane Hudson might give him a run for his money, but when it's all said and done, it's very likely that Logan Cooley will be remembered as the undisputed best player from that draft. The hat trick was just the exclamation point on a payday that was already earned. And after the game, Cooley didn't just talk about his goals, he talked about his teammates and how they're starting to find chemistry together, and he's just so right. So what are we really seeing now? This isn't just a 21-year-old who got hot for one period. This is the evolution of a #3 overall pick. The Utah Mammoth are 9-5-0. They had a 7-game winning streak. They are for real, and it's because their young core is exploding. In his first season, Logan Cooley was a rookie trying to prove he belonged. In his second, he was a sophomore trying to build his game. Now, in his third season, with a new city, a new identity, and a new $80 million contract in his pocket, he's done proving himself. He has the confidence from the organization, he has the chemistry with his line mates, and he has showed in 4 minutes and 48 seconds that he has the killer instinct. This isn't a hot streak, this is the arrival of a superstar and the birth of one of the most dangerous young lines in hockey. Please take the time to like and subscribe and do all the YouTube stuff. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one. Peace.